Do you, as a follow-up, do you think that those technologies, what should be the driving force for those technologies? In other words, should they be strictly market-based in demand, or should they be somehow subsidized and encouraged by government funds or federal funds?
No, they should be market driven, okay? And I'll tell you why. There's a gentleman, I mean, there's several different places, but there's a gentleman in Denver that has made a device. It's probably smaller than this table, about that high. You sit on your roof, and it has enough gear ratios in there that will actually power your house for several months just on a very small amount of wind. So that is a market solution. What we have in these wind farms out here is subsidies, okay? And see, who makes the wind? Oh, GE. You know, a lot of these problems that we are experiencing, you know, there was the old comment, follow the money. And it's amazing how much, if you follow the money, some of these questions can get answered. You know, why are we spending money on subsidizing this and subsidizing that? But, you know, so.
One last little follow-up question, too, is that you talk about federal regulation and making commerce regular, that kind of thing. Mining companies, oil companies, do you believe that there should be a regulation in place that says you can get the permits to take this material, but you have to return to original?
Absolutely. And I think that there's should be some restrictions as well. One of the biggest problems that we're seeing in gathering natural gas right now is, I believe it's called fracturing. And what it is that by fracturing the earth down there to get gas, we're actually poisoning water wells. We're poisoning water systems. And we shouldn't be allowed to do that. I mean, you know, so there has to be in the permitting stage that you're going to ensure that you're not going to infringe upon people's rights by polluting their water. You know, so we have to make sure of that. And also, the damage that you've done has to be replaced. So yes, I think that, you know, that's a fair role for the federal government. Okay.
And we've come to the end. Any general questions?
Yes, sir. Rob, since you just got the word that, you know, you qualified on the ballot, I wanted to remind everybody that, you know, we're about 60 days away from the September primary. And I